This month, March, I'm doing a sleep schedule test when I'm getting up at the same time every single day for a month. Except I had forgotten totally about daylight savings time, which is this Sunday. So that kind of mess everything up when it comes to this test. I totally forgotten. So anyway, if you would like to know how I'm handling that, you can check out my Instagram stories highlight sleep, where I explain how I'm trying to handle that situation. And let me just say that I'm not an expert at this at all. I just read about stuff and I do my best to try and have good sources, reliable sources, so that I give you correct information. But anyway, I'm not a sleep expert or anything, or a doctor. What all the experts say though is that what's most important when it comes to sleep is that you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. So I thought I would give this a real go for a month, and I will make another video about my personal experience doing this later. But now I just thought I would share with you some information about why having a sleep schedule is so important. I can imagine that for many of you, the idea of getting up early during the weekends is not that great. With this video, I hope to inspire you to value this thing called sleep, which I think that many people take for granted and undervalue, but it's really one of the most important things when it comes to our health. So why is having a sleep schedule so important? Well, we all have this inner sleep-wake cycle called the circadian rhythm, and it's affected by daylight, so when the sun rises and the sun sets, and it's also affected, but not as much as daylight, about when we eat. So anyway, this cycle governs our sleep, but not only that, it also governs our organs. The body really likes habits and consistency, so having a regular sleep schedule, it helps our circadian rhythm, and our body will know when it's supposed to sleep and to wake up. It's really helpful also for people with insomnia, which is a big issue for many people. I don't have insomnia, but it's supposed to help if you do have trouble sleeping to keep a regular sleep schedule. So what are all these benefits that sleep gives you? Well, there are so many, but I'm going to mention a few. And first, there's memories. So when we sleep, our brain processes information and our experiences that we've had throughout the day, and it takes those experiences and it stores them in long-term memory to make new memories. So the brain stores these new memories, and it also connects them to old memories and old experiences to make our understanding of the world. And it doesn't just do this the night after we've had something has happened to us, but it does this during several nights. So that's part of the reason why consistency is so important, because if you miss one of 3 nights after you've learned something new, that will actually affect how well you remember that. Sleep also does wonders for our immune system, which is really important right now, since there's this pandemic outbreak right now that we're all struggling with, and so you can really help your body by giving it the sleep that it needs. Matthew Walker, he's a sleep researcher. He relates a study in his book Why We Sleep, where they tested the likelihood of people getting sick relative to how much sleep they'd been getting the week before. So they actually put a virus up the participants' noses. The results of this study were really clear. So those who had been sleeping 5 hours or less the week before, they had an infection rate of 50%. So 50% of those participants got sick after getting the virus up their nose. while those who had been sleeping 7 hours or more, their infection rate was only 18%. So that's a huge difference. And the last thing that I thought I'd talk about is our emotional health. And I think we know this intuitively, that when we have had a good night's sleep, it's easier to keep our cool and not snap when provoked. But sleep also affects our ability to read micro expressions. So we can see by reading micro expressions if someone is happy or angry. Our ability to read these micro expressions are affected by how much sleep we've gotten. So if we're sleep deprived, we can actually interpret these micro expressions wrong. So for example, we can read someone's facial expressions as hostile when they're in fact just neutral, they don't have anything against us. So I think you can understand that it's important to take care of this amazing ability that we have to read facial expressions. And of course, I guess this varies between different people, how well we can interpret facial expressions. But sleep also affects this. If you want to read about this, I also have an article on my blog, on my website, yolea.co, where you can, it's basically the same things that I've said in this video, but if you have an easier time reading, you can check that out if you like. And until next time, take care and stay healthy.